In this video, we're back in the Brest region, the southwest of Belarus. You may already know it from my video about the Brest Fortress, but there's more here than just bunkers and battles. So today we're exploring two castles. One that's between crumbling and being restored, and the other one, well, see for yourself. That being said, let's go. Friends, welcome to the southwest of Belarus. We are in the Brest region, and right now we are in a little village which is called Ruzhany. Now, if you take a look around here, this just looks like every other village as well. And you would be correct, kinda, if it wasn't for one particular building that we have right here, which changes everything. Or at least that's what they, make it look like. Because right here we have the Ruzhany Palace, which once was just the Ruzhany estate in the 15th century and stayed so until like the 16th century. You see, in the 15th century, this place was already quite popular because it had cloth, it had carpet, it had pottery, it had lots of those things, and they also had trade fairs every now and then with those products. However, the more important thing was in 1598 when a guy called Lev Sapega, who was a very famous politician during the time of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, bought this Ruzhany estate. And this is what it looks like today. Needless to say, back then it did of course not look like it does these days, and that is because a lot of things are being restored or are already restored. But what this guy, this Mr. Sapega, did first was to make this a defensive castle. It was a defensive castle that then also became quite a hotspot for a whole lot of political events. Well, they also have a museum here. Unfortunately it's closed today, but I think that we can at least still go onto those premises and take a look at everything that we can see around here. Yeah, gotta be honest, it's not really that spectacular. This side is like, yeah, quite nice, but not really that much to see. On the other side, however, we have a very weird looking green building, looking like this, and we have a ruined part that has not yet been renewed. And I don't know if it will ever be renewed. I mean, yeah, they have some wooden scaffoldings there, but I don't know, maybe it's just to keep things in place. I don't think they're really renovating this part. Anyway, so if you look in this direction, like, yeah, the color might be a little bit questionable, but at least the building itself, has quite some character right there, with a statue on top of it and those little details around, like around the windows and doors as well. And at some point it may also have looked something like that, because in 1770 Alexander Sapega decided, why not make this castle a little bit more beautiful? And therefore it was not this defense castle anymore, but instead became this palace-like structure. And it had a very popular library and an art gallery. So they did have a lot of beautiful things here, and greenhouses and stuff as well, so that they even dubbed it the Belarusian Versailles. This Versailles thing in France. Right, so they compared it to that, actually. Most certainly not anymore. However, this is also still original, and this part is actually what it looked like after 2 world wars. Because as many other places around here, this building took the most damages in World War I and World War II. But we still have something remaining right here. It's quite funny because you see, at this point, so we're just randomly in between, they also started to renovate this arch that then connects to this, let's call it beautiful green building. Right, so we also got this door right here. So this is what the door looked like that we actually entered. You didn't really see it probably. The door looks still majestic and is not painted in any weird colors. So yeah, at least that. Well, yeah, it's Monday today, and this museum only opens starting from Wednesday. So I don't know. I guess it's all right. You know, not really that much to see out here, but you can at least still take a look at this abandoned structure and enjoy the fantastic colors of this one. Right, but this is definitely not the only castle that we have around here in the Brest region. So let's rather go to a castle that is also open and looks more beautiful than this one. Let's go. We are now somewhere out here in the Brest region in a place called Kossava, Kosovo, who knows? Something like that. We're going to a very nice, very beautiful castle. As you can see, this is on a little bit of a hill, so you already have a beautiful entrance with a fountain in front to this castle. Over the course of time, starting from the 18th century, this place has belonged to a lot of different people from different dynasties, but all of them mostly Polish Lithuanian. There are a few details on this castle which I personally have not verified now, but I'm pretty sure they're accurate. So let's see. So apparently this castle has 12 different towers. We only see like 4 now. I think those 2 in the middle also count as towers. I mean, they look like towers, so it should. 12 towers representing every month of the year, and then also 365 windows, one for every day of the year. I personally haven't counted the windows. I don't know if you want to. Maybe, you know, who knows what I'm talking about? Who knows if you can trust me? No, but it should be 365 windows, and it basically also has over 100 rooms in there. I'm not sure if we can go inside, but if we can, we will most certainly take a look. But first, let's walk around a little bit and see if we can find the other towers. Look at the entrance of this thing. I also always say castle, you know, the official thing to say is palace. I don't know, in the end it comes down to the same thing. Yeah, we also have this park in front of it, which apparently also has a few, you know, more exotic species of plants, at least for the standards of Belarus. 150 different exotic species, I think. So far I didn't really pay that much of attention to it, and I don't know, I'm not really good at spotting those botanical things, you know. Down there we have another shack, which we will visit as well. And you have a very nice view on some, I think it's a lake, I don't think it's a river, I think it's a, yeah, looks more like a lake. Already from this perspective you can see some more little towers here. There you go, we're now on the other side of the castle, and here we can already see a few more towers. So I guess they were right after all. And even if it's not 12 towers, you gotta know that in the Second World War this place was also very much destroyed, and they only really finished with the renovations that they did maybe like 10 years ago. So quite the amazing work. But who knows what it looked like before. Maybe we'll find some answers to that when we get in there. So the outside of this place you can visit for free. Only the inside will probably cost a little bit. And I feel like we should find out how much that is and what to see there. There should still be a few rooms that still look like they did before, and of course some restored rooms that might be even more beautiful than they ever were. Who knows? What do we think of the castle?
We like it.
We like it?
It's one of the most beautiful castles in Belarus, I think.
And the view is nice in the other direction.
Mm-hmm. It has a house of, yeah, some guy.
it has a house of some guy. We will still see what kind of guy that is, and we will still go there. But first, let's take a look if we can get inside. Contrary to popular belief, the entrance does not seem to be there, because at least the spot where you pay seems to be somewhere around the castle. Let's find out. At least they certainly have enough signs so that you can find it. There it is. 17 rubles per person. Let's see if that was worth it. As you can see, lots of history, lots of things that they found here from the old times. Look at this beautiful old money. You would need an extra big wallet for this. Photos from those times. Looks creepy.
The 4 gates of the palace received relatively minor damage during the First World War. The main gate.
Second World War is when it was really damaged, this whole thing. There you go. As you can see, we have those plastic things, basically a cover for your shoes, and that's why all of this here is super clean. It is a pretty common thing. We already had that in like 1 or 2 other exhibitions that we visited here in Belarus. Wow. Okay.
He was reading.
Now that is actually some commentary.
He was reading about the cards.
There you go. Look at this thing right here. Look at this beautiful fireplace. Very detailed and very shiny. Okay, so back to our topic of having 1 tower for each month. I see 10 towers. I do not see 12. Maybe those things right here. So those count as towers.
Or maybe there was a main gate that we saw.
Maybe. Can we see it from here? The gate is gone. There you go. Very nice, big, white room. We're not allowed to play on the piano. Who would have thought? Very beautiful room though, gotta say. It was a ballroom, you know, it was something to have noisy, they said noisy balls, it's not my words. And everything is in this beautiful white gold, and they have pictures of Greek gods all around. I do not really remember that many of the Greek gods, so I can't tell you who is who, but there is a little spoiler right there in this direction at the entrance where it tells you which one is which one. At least in Russian. Baby stuff right here. Do you think that would fit him?
Yeah, it could. Maybe it's too small.
Further up we go. Let's see what's on the next floor. Color theme definitely changed a bit, as we're now in the emerald living room. We have a few reproductions of Belarusian paintings, probably famous, but most importantly on this side we have the balcony. The balcony with a very nice view on the park that is in front. And finally we find ourselves in the ceremonial hall. Ruby Ceremonial Hall, the heart of this place, where the most important meetings and a whole lot of other festivities took place. Legends say that this floor once wasn't there, but instead it was a huge aquarium down there where you had lots of fish swimming by, and it was even more beautiful to see. Who knows? At least they didn't restore that. There you go. You can play chess, the most important meeting of all. We would have a tower access right here. Unfortunately, we cannot go up there, but this is one of the towers here. And that's basically it. It actually got quite crowded now, so I'm kind of happy that we're out of this. Was it worth 17 rubles? Well, I leave that up to you, but we're now out of here again. Let's see where my family is. Got quite sunny out here. So it was feeling very humid all the time, and now you just have a very nice warm day again. It's a whole new light now. Look how beautiful this place is. Time to leave this absolute beauty of a castle behind and finally go to the other side. Because actually, as you can see, quite close to the parking, we still have those two shacks to check out.
I'm here next to my castle. This is my house and I'm just pretending that it's my castle.
You know, still a very nice place after all. Have a little well here and a nice little garden. Well, little, our garden is little. This one is quite big, gotta say. And then we of course have the shack right here. One building has those grass or hay roofs. The other one once had a big aquarium as a floor. Quite different standards of living, huh? Right, so let's check out what we can find out about this shack. It is the birthplace of a national hero of Poland and the USA, and apparently also a honorary citizen of France. And here's a statue. The national hero in question is Tadeusz Kościuszko, who led the Polish rebellion against Russia in 1794. The shack right here is his birthplace, and it can also be looked at from the inside. And that is pretty much all there is here. I mean, yes, there's a few stores in this direction, you know, those little market stands where you can buy something, I don't know, probably something traditional or something that relates to our experience right here. Not really much else around here to show you. So I would say that we kind of leave it with that. If you like this excursion, if you like this video, you can do, you know, all of this YouTube stuff you already know. And that leaves me with nothing else to say, except thank you so much for watching, and let's get out of here.